Yo, what's up YouTube? Edwin the Comic Jabroni coming at you, and in today's video we're going to be discussing new comic book day books for DC and Marvel that released on November 6th. So you're going to want to stick around. Alright guys, welcome back, man. Like I said, I'm Edwin the Comic Jabroni, and in this video we're going to discuss DC and Marvel books that came out on November 6th, New Comic Book Day. Before we get into that, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, think about hitting that subscribe button, guys. If you're interested at all in comic books, what new comic books are coming out, reviews for some of those comic books, and even if you're interested in variant comic books, because I've released a series called What the Heck Is, and we discuss comic books in the variant categories. Especially if you want to join the hashtag Comic Jabroni Nation, guys, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification. As always, in these new comic book day videos, I use a website called comicbookroundup.com to show you what the critic scores and what user scores are, and it's going to be in one of these corners as I talk about each book, and that's kind of just helping you out in maybe I want to pick this book up, but I'm not really sure. Let's take a look at the scores, take a look at reviews from critics and users on top of what Edwin is telling you. So without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to start off with DC and then jump into Marvel. First book coming at you is going to be Young Justice issue number 10, written by Brian Michael Bendis. At the very beginning of Young Justice, I was picking it up. I really enjoyed the read. I like this younger team. And then I kind of fell off. I didn't pick up maybe the last 3 or 4 issues, but the biggest reason I picked this one up is because Naomi is on the cover, and I was always excited to see Naomi finally join the Young Justice team, so I thought, yes, this is the one to get. And in all honesty, she doesn't show up until the very last panel, so it's kind of like a cameo of her joining the Young Justice. I read through this book a little bit. It wasn't as good, in my opinion, as some of the earlier issues were. The Young Justice is finally trying to get back to their universe, so they've been jumping around from universe to universe. So in this issue, they finally do, defeat the villains that they were fighting in the last issue, and they're getting back to Earth, and that's where they finally meet Naomi. I wouldn't say that it's my favorite issue, but as far as spec value goes, Naomi finally does show up in a Young Justice book, so I'm excited about that. I'm going to pick up issue number 11 just to see where they go with Naomi. I'm going to show you a little bit of the interior artwork in here. Kind of cool. I dig the artwork, but the story, it's just not as good as I thought it should have been. Next book on the list is Green Lantern's Black Stars. This is issue number 1. This is number 1 of a 3-issue miniseries written by Grant Morrison, and the artwork is done by Zur Maniko. Now, I'm going to be totally transparent with you. I have not been reading Green Lantern, that series that just released maybe in the last year. I picked up the first 2 or 3 issues, and it just was really way over my head. I have never really been the biggest Green Lantern fans. I don't know the total history of all the Green Lanterns and everything that they do. But when I saw this come out and it's Black Stars, it's like a new team of not really Green Lanterns. They are a new police force out there, and it seems like the Green Lanterns are dead and gone, right? The Guardians of the Universe, those little blue guys with the big bald heads, they're dead and gone, and these Black Stars are around, and there's a new villain that shows up in here, or at least I believe so. I looked it up. I didn't see him anywhere else, but his name is Mu the Conqueror, M-U. The Conqueror. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a picture of him. Shows up, and there he is right there down at the bottom in this issue, these Black Stars. And I'm not exactly sure if this is Hal Jordan as Parallax, but they're going around and they're converting different beings into these Black Stars. And so in this book, they go to War World and they fight Mongol to make him part of the Black Stars. So there's some action, but a lot of it just really goes over my head. I don't really exactly know what's going on in this issue. It wasn't my favorite, and I'm not entirely sure I'm going to be picking up issues 2 and 3. I've always wanted to get into a good Green Lantern story, and I just really haven't found it. What I will tell you is I've been reading Green Lantern Corps on the DC Universe app, and that one is written by Peter J. Tomasi, and I've really enjoyed it. In that series, you've got Guy Gardner and John Stewart, really the main focal point of that Green Lantern Corps. So I've enjoyed that, but this one, I gotta say, not my cup of tea, guys. All right, next up on the list from DC, guys, we're going to keep it going. This is King Shazam, issue number 1, written by Sina Grace. Artwork is done by Joe Bennett. Now, if memory serves me correct, Joe Bennett was the artist that was doing Immortal Hulk, and I'm not too sure if he's still doing Immortal Hulk, but I got to say, I do really like the artwork in this issue. But as far as the story goes, King Shazam, we know Shazam has been taken over by the Batman Who Laughs, and now he is this Shazam Who Laughs, but he's calling himself King Shazam. In this issue, he is going around and trying to create a new family. He has kind of disowned that Shazam family that he has, and he's flying around to different gods and picking fights with them to see if they are worthy of becoming his family. So the first, he fights Ares, fights Atlas in this book. Really funny part is he actually fights DC's version of Thor, and you see him right there, and he beats up on Thor. I enjoyed it. I like the whole Batman Who Laughs. I dig it. It's not everybody's cup of tea. I understand that. Some people are like, it's always Batman. It's just a different version of Batman. I like how the Batman Who Laughs is going around and choosing a new, Sinister Six, and he's using these batarangs that he is infected with the Batman Who Laughs serum or whatever it is, and he's choosing different Batman Who Laughs, whatever. So this is King Shazam Who Laughs, issue number 1. I think it's just gonna be a one shot on this. King Shazam is cool if you're into the whole Shazam. You saw the movie, you're liking Batman Who Laughs. I really recommend this book. It's the artwork is done well. The story is cool. At the end, you get kind of a big fight between him and Mary, his sister, who is also one of the Shazam family members. A lot of action in this. Cool story. I like how Billy Batson is a teenager, but he, says Shazam and he turns into this adult hero, but he still has the mind of a teenager. So a lot of his dialogue is kind of what you would hear a teenager say now, although you see him in an adult body. I like King Shazam. It's not going to be for everybody, but I can say that I recommend it. All right, last one from DC, guys. We got Justice League issue number 35. DC this week started doing these acetate covers. They're kind of clear, so they have a picture on the front, and then you open it up, and there's another picture on the back. I really dig that, man. I like these covers. They feel different. They're a little bit more sturdy than your regular cover, and you see the Legion of Doom here. So the Justice League is reeling from their defeat in that last issue. Perpetua has gotten to her most powerful now, and she has shown her symbol in the universe to everybody. Now every planet, every universe, every reality, the multiverse can now see this symbol, and she is deciding whether the Earth should, or the different universe should be destroyed or should continue on, depending on if they choose justice or if they choose doom. In this issue, she goes to one of the Earths that we saw in the Gotham by Gaslight, and she destroys that universe, man. So Perpetua is super powerful. I'm gonna show you that picture right there. So she goes to Gotham by Gaslight, and she destroys that universe, and she talks about how that's it. If they choose doom, they continue to live on. If they choose justice, I'm going to go and destroy that Earth, that universe, the multiverse, whatever it is. I have been enjoying Justice League. I want to see what they do with Perpetua. I really am interested to see this Apex Predator Lex Luthor fight. The Legion of Doom versus the Justice League, man. That is comic book storytelling to the maximum, right? You got villains versus heroes. Who's gonna come out on top? I enjoyed it. I like these acetate covers. Let me know what you guys think of them. Even on the back, they got the Batman Damned. You open it up, bam, there you go. I really enjoy that, guys. Let me know, have you been picking up Justice League? Because I am a big fan. All right, we're gonna move into Marvel. The first book from Marvel, guys, is Miles Morales Spider-Man, issue number 12. I grabbed the variant cover of this, $20.99 variant. This is written Saladin Ahmed and Javier Garron. I've really enjoyed Miles Morales Spider-Man. This is really the only Spider-Man book that I've been picking up for the past few months or so. In this issue, you get him with his Uncle Aaron fighting it out because Uncle Aaron has now gotten that Predator suit again, but he's been asked to deal with, you know, some of the villains in New York City, and he's going to kill somebody, but Miles Morales says, you can't do this, Uncle Aaron. That's not, we can't just go killing people. So you see a fight between Uncle Aaron, Miles Morales, some of the villains in here, but by the end of it, we find out that because Aaron botched this, you know, mission, now he has a bounty on his head from Ultimatum. So him and Miles Morales have to travel through New York City. They have to get to the Red Hood district to kind of save themselves. So I'm interested to see what's going to be happening in the next couple issues, because on the very end, they have a map showing you where they have to go. So it looks like there's four spots, about 4 or 5 spots that they have to get through to finally get to the safe zone. So I'm interested to see that. It's a good book, man. Miles Morales Spider-Man has been good. This is my favorite Spider-Man book going right now. Keep it going. We got Savage Avengers issue number 7. This is a David Finch cover. I have enjoyed Savage Avengers since it's released. They were fighting Kulan Gath, which is this sorcerer. They kind of defeated him, but he went off, he took off and through a portal. He took Dr. Voodoo with him. Now the Savage Avengers are kind of split apart. Conan is going through South America trying to find his way back to who the hell knows. I don't know. This dude is just walking around. In this issue, though, we do find out that Dr. Doom has eyes on Conan. I don't know why, but what's funny is Conan gets to Brazil. He's going through the jungle and he meets and he gets to this village, right? And he goes to the bar. He beats up some dudes in the bar. He sits down. He's like, give me something to drink. So he's getting something to drink, and bam, he gets shot in the neck by a dart. He passes out, and when he wakes back up, he's still in the same bar. But he notices that things are a little bit different. He said the smell is not the same. Where are the guys that I just beat up? They're not here anymore. And the bartender tells him, I'm sorry. They made me come with you. And what you find out what happens is he was actually taken to Latveria and put into a simulation dome by Dr. Doom. And he finally meets with Dr. Doom. So we don't know what Dr. Doom has in store for Conan, but I like Savage Avengers, man. I like this story with Conan. I've been reading Conan the Barbarian, but I like Conan in the present time and him kind of finding and feeling his way through this new reality that he's been placed into, guys. Savage Avengers is cool. I like this cover with Elektra, jumping through. You do see some action in this with Elektra versus the Hand killing some ninjas. That's always an awesome fight scene. So, guys, Savage Avengers have been good. I can't wait to read issue number 8. All right, speaking of Dr. Doom, written by Christopher Cantwell, I have issue number 2 of Dr. Doom in all of his glory. Look at that, just standing there with his arms crossed. He knows he's the best. Well, issue number 1 kind of ended with what the heck is going on? Dr. Doom is now going to be placed under arrest. Well, in this issue, he's now a fugitive. He got placed under arrest, got put into this helibird or whatever the heck they want to call it in the Marvel Universe, and he's going to be taken off for trial in New York City. But during the transport, Kang the Conqueror shows back up. He showed up in issue number 1. He shows back up to kind of help free Dr. Doom. So now Doom is in New York City, but he's like the movie Fugitive, right? With Harrison Ford, he is on the run, and he's getting some help from Morgan Le Fay, who we actually saw in Excalibur from last week. So I don't know where the timelines, are there. But I enjoy Dr. Doom, man. Dr. Doom, I think, is one of the most awesome villains, anti-villains, anti-heroes in the Marvel Universe. I hope that the MCU, finally does some justice and they bring him into the MCU, the next big villain. But the very end of this book is insane. I do not want to spoil it for you, but it looks like there's a death. But the death of who? You're just gonna have to read it to find out, guys. All right, I got 2 books left from Marvel, and they're both part of the Dawn of X story. And those are going to be X-Force number 1 and New Mutants number 1. As you guys can tell there, I did grab, am I putting them? Yep, that's the right way. I did grab the connecting cover variants. Now, out of the two, which one was my favorite? I would have to say X-Force issue number 1. New Mutants is okay. I really wish that they did more with New Mutants, but New Mutants has to do more with that team of New Mutants getting sent off into space with the Starjammers, that they're trying to make it into Shi'ar space. I'm going to show you some of the artwork in here. A little bit different. You know, can I say that it is my favorite? No, but it's not bad either, guys. It's not bad. You see some sword fighting here between the Starjammers and the New Mutants, but they are heading into space. You actually don't see any New Mutants, but the Starjammers are a bunch of pirates, so they're trying to actually steal something, and the New Mutant team kind of gets caught up in the crossfire. Can I say that I'm going to pick up any more New Mutants? I probably won't. I'm probably only going to grab this issue number 1 and be happy with that. But what can I say? X-Force, though, I knew it was going to be one of my favorites. Marauders is still my favorite Dawn of X number 1, but X-Force is cool. This is that team with Wolverine leading it. Beast is on that team. And as we knew with this whole Krakoa being the island nation for mutants, that people were going to try to infiltrate that. And in this issue, we find out that Black Tom Cassidy is kind of the eyes and ears of the island. If anybody tries to get onto the island without permission, Tom Cassidy, he feels it, he sees it. So he kind of tells the rest of the group what's going on. So this Black Ops team actually lands, and I'm going to show you a picture of that. There's this Black Ops team that does a parachute jump from a plane that's kind of crossing over Krakoa, and they land on the island and just start shooting things up. So that's where Wolverine, Black Tom Cassidy, Beast have to kind of jump in to the rescue. People are getting shot, and something major happens at the end. I'm not entirely sure if it's going to stick. Probably not, since no mutants ever die anymore, since they can just, you know, reincarnate them all. But I gotta say, X-Force is great. So as of right now, Marauders is still my favorite. And what's awesome about X-Force is the Marauders show up. Kitty Pryde and her band of pirates on this ship show up to Krakoa. So I like that, where they're trying to mix all of the books kind of together. There's little bits and pieces you see here and there of all the books kind of meshing together. So X-Force is great, but Marauders is still my number 1. I gotta say, I love X-Force. Excalibur was cool. And then we have X-Men and New Mutants kind of rounding out the end. Next week, we have one final number 1, and that's going to be Fallen Angels. I'll pick that up. We'll see, and we'll decide on what the list is for Dawn of X issue number 1s is. But as of right now, man, Marauders is my number 1 book. So guys, that's what I got this week from DC and from Marvel. We did some quick reviews on them, letting you know, hey, what did Edwin the Comic Jabroni think of the books? Tomorrow, Friday, I will be live on YouTube, and we're going to discuss Image, we're going to discuss indie books, but I'll also have these DC and Marvel books as well. So if you want to join in on the chat, that's going to be around 2 p.m. Central Time Zone, guys, and we're going to be discussing Image and indie books. And in the chat, if you want to talk about some more DC and Marvel, we'll do that as well, guys. So remember, hit that subscribe button, like, and comment. What did you pick up on New Comic Book Day? Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate everybody that watches my shows and gives me constructive criticism in the comments, man. It really helps me out a ton. I'm Edwin the Comic Jabroni, and I will check you guys next time. Peace.